So first, let me ask you. Uh, all of you, have you done the microspecial? Are you mostly from microspecialization on my embedded controller and design? I mean, do you have any background on this embedded course or CPS course? Is there anybody who has not done any related course on this?
Madam, I have this semester I have taken up that another course offered by you, 860008. This
Okay,
semester it's.
that is on embedded communication. Is that
Yes, yes,
okay? Okay,
yes, yes.
okay.
Ma'am, this is the first course of
So
this
what's your
kind for
name?
me.
Can you tell me? Yeah. What's your name?
Parth Mal.
Okay, okay, yeah. Tell me.
Yeah,
So
so this is the first embedded communications, like secure CPS or embedded course I'm taking. Before this, I
em-
haven't had
em-
any courses like this before.
em- CPS or embedded system you're taking, right?
Yeah, first time.
Okay, okay. Anyone else? Oh, no problem. So next day we will start formally, and then I will define the what do we mean by embedded system or CPS, cyber physical system. But just to give the basic idea, okay, those who have not done anything, but maybe can you tell me what is your idea about these CPS systems?
I don't really have a clue, ma'am, about this.
Okay, have you
The cyber physical systems refer to the smart devices which are embedded in microcontrollers.
okay, yes, but you have heard about the term IoT, right? Internet of Things.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Yeah, so these are quite connected terms we use. Basically, one term was coined from US and another term was coined from European research community. Okay, so cyber physical system, when we tell this again comes from the, this is again the improvement of embedded system. What do we mean by embedded system? Embedded system means one small system embedded inside a bigger environment, or you can say a smaller system. One second, some others are also joining. So yes, what I was mentioning that embedded means a smaller system, as we repeatedly tell that it is embedded, it is incorporated inside a bigger system. Now what is the purpose of this smaller system? That is basically a smaller controller. You are just putting some control logic, some code snippets that will take some input, and and it will generate some output, and based on that output, the outer what is it? The some part, some maybe smaller part or some bigger actuation, those parts will get some control inputs and they will perform accordingly. Okay, so this is the basic concept of embedded system. Basically, you can think in terms of a controller, a small controller you are putting inside a bigger system, and some part or the whole part of the bigger system, it is basically getting controlled by this output coming from this embedded part. Now, why this is cyber physical? The name. This cyber means the computing part. Cyber means computing, and the physical, the actuation part, the outer bigger system, which is getting controlled by this small controller or small embedded unit. Okay, so together they are forming one cyber part, one physical part. They are forming the cyber physical system. Next day, when we will be using slides, etc., then you can get a better understanding of the diagram, how it looks like, etc. But that is the, but why we suddenly nowadays we talk about the cyber physical systems, these IoT. Oh, next comes the term IoT. Now, as I told, this CPS and IoT, if you think, IoT means Internet of Things. That means if you just take the name, nothing else. One second again. Okay. If you just take the name, the Internet of Things, that means some physical things are there and they are getting connected to the internet. Now, when you are connecting to the internet, now I think you all understand that while connecting to the internet, we need internet. Now, that application is obviously a soft application, should be a soft application, because when networking is being done, there is some data exchange, data communication. That means some computing part is coming into picture. That means things, if you think some physical things, let it be your home refrigerator, home air conditioner, your smart watch, or any other, your television nowadays, smart television, your car, whatever you think, they are just a physical, they're doing they are some physical things, and you are connecting them. You are connecting them to the internet, and there you need some amount of computing part, some computing application. So of course, if you now logically think the structure of Internet of Things and their connections to the internet, this concept is also nothing but cyber physical system. You can think that the nodes of cyber physical systems you are connecting through internet. That's all in IoT. Basically, this is a IoT was comparatively, as I told it, these are the two terms separately coined, separately used. But if you go deeper, think deeper, technically, they basically trust on the same technology. And that is the mother of all of them is the embedded system, the concept of embedded system. Okay. So this is the basic idea. We will again formally see next in the next classes with some diagrams, slides, etc. My next question to all of you, that what do you understand by secure system? What is your idea about security? Anyone? When can you consider, like, as we are going to discuss in general, security our CPS and IoT, all these are systems. So what do you understand by secure system? What do you expect from a secure system?
And that which follows the CIA terminology for security means confidentiality, integrity, and authentication.
Okay. Yes. Anyone else who have not done any course on security or just basic idea of security?
Many unauthorized access can be prohibited.
Okay. Anything else? Anyone? Okay. As Samishra told, yes, she told really technically, but what we want when you consider a system to be secure, it is basically the first thing that someone maybe who told Aditi or someone, that yes, whatever, whoever is accessing your system or whoever is doing some processing on the system, everything that should not be unauthorized. That means there should be some mechanism to guarantee this authorization. And it comes under that CIA rule that Samisha told. That is, there are three rules, three basic backbones of security, pillars of security. You will see the whole class, the whole semester, we will be repeatedly telling about this. We will be taking one communication system, communication protocol, and then we will apply some security solution, and then we will check whether these fee is getting, these fee guarantees are there or not. One is confidentiality. Confidentiality means we will next day onwards we will go to the formal definitions. But now, whatever is going on, whatever data exchange or whatever is going on in the system, that information should not be leaked. There, the data, especially confidentiality, we talk about in terms of data. If there is some message exchange, some data exchange, some communication going on, there should be some that should be hidden. That unauthorized users, or you can term them adversaries, they should not get that information. There should not be any leakage. So that is the confidentiality. Next one is integrity. Integrity means whatever you are receiving, your that the concept. Let's say you are taking one input and you are doing some processing in your system. Now that input should be maintaining some integrity requirements. Oh, yes, sorry, one second. And the third one is, so it was confidentiality, integrity, and the third one is the it should be the access should be authorized to the system. So these are the three principles. Based on that, we will define the term security. So when we are expecting a system to be secure, we will check, is this three principles, the three pillars, these three conditions, that is maintained, that those are maintained or not. Okay. Now the third thing about if it is not maintained, or if there is threat to your confidentiality, integrity, or authentication, what solutions to be provided. Okay. Now about this is very interesting part of this security research or security discussion, and that when you are providing in any security solution to a security problem, always remember, no system is no system, no application, nothing is, you cannot consider them fully secure. For example, let's say a very vague example, when you lock your room and you go outside, you believe that your room is secure. This is basically one assumption on what? You are trusting basically on the power of the adversary. You are trusting that there is no adversary who is having the copy of your key, or they can somehow break the lock and can enter in your room. So basically you are considering something secure based on some assumption, based on your assumption that there is no such adversary can exist. Okay, you will see in our discussion or any security later on security research paper or security discussion you listen, you will see assumption of security is a very important concept. Never considered today in this year's class. Maybe I will be telling some parameters based on that some algorithms are secure. Maybe after 2 or 5 years, if you listen the recording of these class, that algorithm itself I may consider insecure. Because whatever we are considering secure, whenever you are considering today your credit card or your debit card is secure, always remember that security is based on some mathematical assumption, some assumption that your adversary, that you whom that adversary is not having such and such power that he or she can break that security barrier. So that's why on that assumption, your system, your credit card, or whatever we will see in this case CPS or IoT framework, those are secure. So never consider anything is absolute secure. There is nothing. There's I don't know how many of you heard this words in Gita. There is this one line that is called absolute security is called silence. That means whenever you are not telling anything, you are basically fully secure. Not telling anything, not doing anything, then only you are fully secure. The moment you are doing or telling anything, there is a possibility of leakage, some possibility of leakage, and that at that moment security is getting compromised. So we will, in this course, we will be defining this, we will be explaining some problem in CPS scenario, IoT scenario. We will see, we will check for some solutions, security solutions to those security problems, and in turn we will try to discuss about the limitations also of those security problems. Mostly in, especially in the CPS world, you will see, we will discuss next day onwards. Our main problem is about meeting the deadline. Like most of you, since you have already done this CPS or embedded system related course, you know, we will also discuss, no matter if you have not done anything, but there you have seen that deadline is a major issue. You know about the term hard deadline, soft deadline, most of you? Have you heard the term? These terms, hard deadline, soft deadline, in context of CPS or embedded system? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
You heard, right? You know that meeting a deadline is a very important feature of a cyber physical system. Like, for example, whenever, let's say you are, as a consider a cyber physical CPS scenario where you have put a temperature sensor maybe in a plant. Okay, the temperature sensor is detecting, constantly monitoring, constantly detecting the temperature of the plant, and if there is a there is a set threshold, that may be some degree Celsius temperature should be there, and the form temperature should be, or the plant temperature should be below that set threshold level. If the temperature is going up, shooting up, this sensor, there should be, there is an alarm. That alarm will give warning to the higher authority or to some office, etc. So this is a CPS scenario. Why? Because there is a sensor, there is a, in this framework, the sensor is actually constantly tapping up, constantly taking the input of the plant temperature. It is giving that input to some computing unit. Now that computing unit is constantly checking whether that temperature is going beyond the threshold or not. If it is going beyond the threshold, it is giving input to that alarm. To that alarm is the actuation part here. There is the physical part here, and the alarm is sending and the warning to the to wherever it is planned for. Okay, so in this CPS framework, the deadline is very important, because if there is a huge delay when the temperature is shooting up, when the sensor is sensing it, and the computation unit is taking maybe huge amount of time, and then after a huge delay that alarm is getting the input and it is sending some warning. Now there should be a particular deadline within which these whole steps of operation that should be completed. Otherwise, this buzzing of alarm will be meaningless. So that way, whenever we will take this discussion more formally next year onwards, this deadline, meeting the deadline, this type of deadlines may be hard, may be soft, but meeting the deadline is a very important thing. Now, in security of a system, what maybe the target for the adversaries? They will try to create some scenarios, maybe some extra operations, maybe some extra delay in your path, in your communication path, or some techniques, so that your system, the planned deadline, and your system may fail to achieve the planned deadline. So that is these type of scenarios when your system, your embedded system, your cyber physical system, or a whole IoT network cannot cannot meet the designated deadline or cannot complete the task within a particular deadline. That scenario, that in general, we consider that as an attack. And our target will be to provide some security solutions so that we can prevent such attacks. So throughout the course, we will discuss different type of these CPS networks, CPS communication protocols. We will take different protocols, and we will see how attacks can be framed from the adversarial point of view, and how security solutions can be given from the designer's point of view. And also we should be aware of the limitations of the security solution. As I already mentioned, that there is nothing called absolute security. So where is your limitation? How far your system can work well? So all these things we will be tentatively discussing from our next class. Okay, so here is a short course overview. Just a second. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So okay. Before going to the course outline, where we'll discuss that in detail, there was some request about this class timing. So, is it fine for all of you?
No, ma'am. Like I'm having lab in this Thursday session.
This
3 to
Thursday,
4. Yes, ma'am. Today, Friday, I don't have any problem.
and someone is having class on Friday. Is it so? Is there any problem with the Friday slot? No, right? So Friday 3 to 4 is fine. So this Thursday 2 hours we have to think. Wait, just a second. Okay, let me complete this course outline. Okay, then maybe we can discuss about the class slot. Or we can settle it down first. Okay, just a second, then I will share the. Just a second. I will share the timetable slots with you, and then we will discuss. Fix it this part first. Okay, if I shift this, first of all, if I take this Friday 2 to 4, is it fine for all of you? Is there any problem? Yes, no? Can you hear me, all of you? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, so I think Friday 2 to 4 is fine for all of you. So we can
Yes.
shift that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this 2 hours, we can another 1 hour. Okay. Oh, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Okay. So Thursday 2 to 3, is it fine for all of you? I'm asking.
No, ma'am. Thursday I'm having lab from 2 to 5, ma'am.
Oh, 2 to 5. Oh, the whole slot is a
Yes.
problematic.
Yes.
Okay. Thursday 12 to 1. G3 2 slot.
Class, ma'am.
You have class.
I have class.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Right.
So Wednesday 5 to 7 I'm having classes. Okay. Wednesday, I think. Okay. Mm, Thursday anytime in the morning. Sorry, Friday maybe if we that will be too hectic. Like 3 hours, same subject, it will be boring also. 3 to 5. Then Wednesday, this one 2 to 3
No, ma'am, I have
a lab.
lab. Okay. Okay. Then otherwise, is it okay if I take Thursday 6 to 7 class? I don't think I'm fine because Monday, Tuesday I have classes. Wednesday 5 to 7 also I have class. So any time in the first half. Friday 10 to 11.
Ma'am, I have class.
You have class.
9 to 12.
Okay. Okay. Wednesday E3 slot. Wednesday 12 to 1.
Ma'am, I have class in E slot, so.
E slot. Okay. So forget about it.
ma'am Friday 2 to 5. Will it not possible?
Friday 2 to 5 is fine for me. But for all of you, 3 hours class together, same class, is it fine for all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Ma'am, I
Or
think
3
if we
hours seems
have
too
a
long.
3 hour, yeah, 3 hour class of the same subject will become very monotonous.
yes, exactly. That's also I feel so. What I suggest that Thursday 6 to 7, is it okay if you can switch beyond 6?
Yes, ma'am. That seems fine.
So then Thursday 6 to 7 and Friday 2 to 4.
Ma'am, I have BTP work this semester as well, so I can't really say anything about any slots beyond 6 because I can be called for a meeting by the professor anytime. So if it is possible, I would. If it's possible, it would be really better to.
Yeah, I also try to I mean, I also do not prefer that classes after 6 to 7, but the problem is I mean, there is no slots. That is a problem from your part only. So that is the thing. Anytime, okay, let me ask you by slots. Anytime in the morning, like Monday, Tuesday is not possible for me. This Wednesday or Thursday morning, this F3 slot, F3, Thursday 9 to 10.
I have class, ma'am.
You have class. Okay. They have class. Okay. So what do you prefer? I mean, so I think we can fix this 6 to 7 slot because there is no other option really. because Monday, Tuesday I have classes, and I don't prefer this 3 hours consecutive class, because otherwise you will also get bored. So
Ma'am, present day will not be compulsory for Thursday 6 to 7 means if
yes,
we will get recording, right?
yeah, you will get recording that also, and the exams also we will. So it will be once a while, right? If your meetings are there or not, so that time you can take the recording. I think that will be good. And the exams we will fix on Friday only, because that is 2 hours class, so that will be good for exams. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
is it fine? So who told that about the BTP and all?
Yeah, ma'am, it's okay then. If we cannot find any other slots, then it's
Yeah.
okay.
And also you can what you can do, you can create a group among yourself. You can also discuss, and let me know if there is you can find you can get any slot. So I am fine, except Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday 5 to 7. Okay, I have classes. Other than that, if you suggest anything in the morning part, I'm also fine, except Monday, Tuesday. Okay. So otherwise, we are having the plan that we will take the class from Thursday 6 to 7 and Friday 2 to 4. Okay. Now let's come to, then I will add it here. Okay. Okay. So now the slides are visible, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So here you can see this is the link for, I will put this link in your chat also. 1 second. This is a Google Drive link. So whatever study materials, slides we will discuss in the class, I will upload all those study materials or some reference books, everything in this Drive link. Okay. So also the recorded lectures, it will be there, but in this, as you know, it will be there for maybe 14 days, 14, 15 days in this Teams. And otherwise, I will upload that in this Drive folder. So if you, yes, I have given the link in the chat also. So in this Drive link, you will get all the references and slides. Now come to the course outline. As I was discussing about in this course, initially we will discuss about the security threats in cyber physical system, what we understand by security and the security flaws and security limitations, etc. Then we will discuss about different attacks, starting with denial of service attack. That means denial of a service attack means that I was mentioning that some tasks you're expecting that your CPS system, whatever you have designed, that will finish within a particular deadline. But the denial of service attack, that particular service you will not get from your CPS framework or the whole IoT framework. So this distributed denial of service of network is mainly for IoT nodes, different nodes, or different CPS distributed scenario also. So these type of attacks we will discuss. Then comes the man in the middle attack, then phishing attack, password attack, SQL injection. So there are different names of attack, eavesdropping, how it is related to confidentiality, etc. But the attack. So there are different types of attack we will discuss in the light of CPS or IoT framework. So you will see among them, these type of attacks like SQL attack, etc. They are SQL injection attack, etc. They are also meaningful for general database or websites, against websites, Amazon database. So these attacks are meaningful. But when we will be discussing that in the context of CPS. Okay. And with this attacks, for one or two of them, you will do some hands-on also. And the course is planned in this way. Let me come here first. I will come back to the outline. That there will be generally two assignments. I mean, the grading plan is like that. There will be 2 or 3 class tests. Mainly, I have a plan to take 3 class tests. Generally, we will plan the class tests in the first week of each month, like first week of February, first week of March, and then at the end of our course, like mid of April or something. So, and the assignments, this class test will be from whatever technical discussions we will be doing in the class, technical, based on your technical knowledge, etc. And the assignments will be based on the hands-on. Okay. So in that assignment, we will be discussing about some network monitoring tools, and there will be some plans based on questions, or you have to some hands-on based on some monitoring or ethical hacking tools. We will discuss about ethical hacking also and how it is meaningful, what we mean by ethical hacking, etc. And then the next assignment will be some this type of attacks. We will be discussing some 1 or 2 attacks. You have to do the hands-on, and you have to prepare, take the screenshots, and you have to prepare a report based on that, etc. So this will be all the software attacks. So we'll be sharing some VM link or virtual machine etc. link. So on top of that, you can actually try to do that attack. Okay. Then we will discuss in detail about real-time operating system and what are the specific attacks meant for this RTOS. Okay, first we will discuss about what are the features of RTOS and what are the specific attacks meaningful to this RTOS. Okay. Then we will talk about security aware mapping. When we have identified that what may be the possible types of attacks, then what may be the security mapping, protection solutions, and how we can actually incorporate those security solutions in our design part, in our initial architecture, design architecture. Basically, when we think about security, that is another part I think you should remember, that when we talk about security is nothing like that you develop something. Maybe I mentioned that in other course also, that you develop something. Okay, I have a system, I have some application, then top of that, let's apply one layer, let's apply one wrapper, and then my application becomes secure. It does not happen. So when we talk about security, basically in general, we talk the design from scratch. And from scratch, we have to incorporate in general security solutions. It is not, for very basic security solutions, it is possible. But it is not in general possible to add the security solution just as a separate wrapper on top of your actual design. So how we can actually incorporate the security mechanisms in our actual architectural design. So this part we will discuss, and then we will take different existing protocols, existing frameworks that is very relevant in our industry standard of CPS and IoT framework. We will talk about TAN, we will talk about TDMA based systems, we will talk about V2V communication, vehicle to vehicle communication, and how security solutions can be incorporated in those parts, in that type of communications. Basically, you will see this TDMA these are mostly, these type of communications mostly used in present day smart automotive. And automotive is one of the field, other than medical, automotive is one of the field that is very developed in terms of CPS support, CPS node support. So we will take the security issues there and we will discuss about the security solutions. Okay. And then some general methodology, how to incorporate the security aware solution using FSM, graph-based, etc. And these are the tech. These are all whatever I have discussed in general dedicated to a CPS system, cyber physical system. And when that cyber physical system is getting exposed to IoT network, there are some added security issues. We will discuss that. We will discuss about jamming. We will discuss about RFID tag security. And also when you are there is huge data generation from IoT, Internet of Things, and people use those data in next level processing, next level inference drawing on in machine learning, etc. So how to secure that data and how to process on that secure data. So these will be the tentative course outline. These will be the tentative points we are going to discuss in this course. Okay. And as I mentioned, and while discussing, the assignments will be planned, and there will be tentatively 2 or 3 assignments and generally 3 class tests. Okay, so this is the basic overview of this course. So do you have any question? Any question? No, nothing? Okay, then I think that's all for today. Okay, today I'm not starting anything new. Next day onwards, we will start the discussion. Next week, actually, we will start our next class. Okay, because there's some registration, etc. Something is going on till now. So we will start our next class from next Thursday, 6 p.m. onwards. Fine? Yes?
Ma'am,
Yes.
is Thursday 5 to 6 possible? I mean, the person who said who has a lab, they said they had the lab from 2 to 5. So if 5 to 6 is possible with you and with them, so we think if that
5
is
to 6,
okay.
yeah, fine for me. For all of you, is it fine? Thursday 5 to 6?
I have class now.
No, ma'am.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
so that is a slot. So that is okay. So that is the tentative slot I'm giving. So you can discuss among yourself, if you can create a group and discuss among yourself if possible, and let me know if sometime morning slots like Thursday 8 to 9 or Friday 8 to 9. Someone told the G3 slot they are having class. Thursday 8 to 9, is it okay?
No, ma'am, class. I have class. Ma'am, Wednesday morning.
Tuesday morning 8 to 9.
Wednesday.
Hello,
I have class, ma'am.
you have class. So see, that is a problem. Like that happens when we try to change the slots. Yeah. So that's it. You can discuss among yourself and let me know if you can find anything. Otherwise, okay. Any other question? If nothing else, then that's all for today. Thank you. You can leave the link. We will start from next Thursday onwards.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank you.